because if they're bringing in unchecked people, some of them could have criminal histories going around causing mischief, then the obvious resolution to that would be the digital ID. Okay, we'll get everyone on a digital ID, we know their criminal history, and then people would be asking for that because there's so much chaos going on.
Exactly right. Problem reaction solution is a devastating tool of perceptual manipulation, because you are able to push things through and to change society in ways without the problem, society wouldn't have it, as long as the perception is that it's a problem. So if you said to people, as you rightly say, we're going to have a digital ID, we're going to know where everyone is all the time, then people say, well, no, in that's fascism. But then you use the scenario you just said, oh, well, this will solve this problem or solve that problem. Then people become more open to it. I've seen it over the years so many times, this thing being played. So why do they want a digital ID, and why do they want these 15-minute cities? They're actually 15-minute communities within cities.
They want you disenfranchised, disillusioned, dependent. That's the play. That's the end game. Not through armies or invasions, but through quiet control. The kind that feels like convenience. The kind that wraps you up in comfort until you can't tell the difference between safety and a cage. We're living in the problem, reaction, solution era. They create a crisis, let you panic, they sell you the cure. Over and over again. It's psychological warfare disguised as progress. They don't need to chain you when they can simply make you too scared to leave the house. They tell you it's dangerous out there. Wars, crime, diseases, collapsing economies. All real enough to keep the fear gates open. But the purpose isn't to inform. It's to direct your behaviour. To make you retreat into their digital systems, their algorithms, their services. They say, you'll own nothing and be happy. They frame it as sustainability, but it's not. It's dependency. Everything you rent is really owned by someone else. Everything you stream can be censored, deleted, or removed at any time. They don't just own your data. They own your access to life. Look around. You don't buy movies. You stream them. You don't buy software. You subscribe to it. You don't buy a car. You rent one through an app. You don't even own your social circle. It's controlled by platforms that can wipe your existence with a single ban. Every subscription you add is another leash around your neck. A price tag on your access to reality. They've engineered a world where fear is profit. Afraid to go outside? Subscribe to a delivery app. Lonely? Subscribe to a dating app. No time to cook? Subscribe to a meal plan. Need dopamine? Subscribe to entertainment. Every human weakness now has a business model attached to it. And you pay. Not just in money, but in control. The more dependent you become, the easier you are to manipulate. It's not a conspiracy. It's the system's logical conclusion. Capitalism was never about freedom. It was about ownership. Those at the top just figured out how to make ownership invisible. They don't want you educated, inspired, or self-sufficient. They want you comfortably numb. The perfect consumer. Constantly distracted, endlessly billed, and too tired to question it. And when you are locked inside all day, scrolling, consuming, reacting, you only get two choices. You either start to educate yourself, or you start to decay. If you use this time to learn, to create, to build something real, you win. You take back a little bit of sovereignty. But if you spend it worrying, doom scrolling, overthinking every collapse headline, you lose another piece of your freedom. Because freedom doesn't disappear overnight. It fades. One convenience at a time. The perfect prison doesn't have bars. It has algorithmic walls, personalized ads, and a subscription model. You imprison yourself through acceptance. That's the trick of modern control. They convince you to lock your own cage. But here's the other side of that truth. The same technology that enslaves can also free you. AI could be the next tool in the human toolbox. Not for control, but for liberation. It depends on who uses it, and for what purpose. AI can teach anyone, anywhere. It can translate knowledge across languages, collapse barriers, and end the monopoly on education. Imagine a world where inspiration is universal, where anyone with curiosity can access wisdom. That's a revolution, not a product. It can also address loneliness, not through synthetic friendships, but through giving people the freedom to connect without judgment or manipulation. Through understanding. Through creating voice and companionship in a world that's grown cold. Domestic violence. AI can predict and prevent patterns of abuse long before tragedy happens. It can protect the vulnerable when society looks away. Inequality. It can democratize opportunity. If knowledge is power, then AI is nuclear energy, capable of ending the monopoly on intelligence itself. Slave labor, replace it. Free humans from necessity, from exhaustion, from the soul-killing grind of corporate control. Use automation not to replace purpose, but to restore it. Corruption, that's code too. Humans lie. Systems can record. Imagine a world where power is transparent, where blockchain and AI verify truth in real time. Dismantling layers of bureaucracy and deceit. The future doesn't have to be dystopian. That's just what the current owners want you to believe. That chaos is inevitable, and obedience is safety. It's not. The truth is, this system only survives if you keep playing your part. If you keep clicking, subscribe. If you keep renting your identity from corporations. Technology is neutral. It's fire. It can warm or destroy. AI can either be the final tool of control or the first tool of freedom. The deciding factor will be you. So the question isn't whether the future is good or bad. The question is, will you create or will you consume? Do you want to be dependent on systems that don't love you? Or do you want to build systems of your own? That's the quiet rebellion of the modern age. Ownership of self in a world designed to sell you back your reflection. They want you disillusioned. But maybe that's what you need. To see through the illusion altogether. They want you dependent. But you don't have to be. All you need is awareness. And the courage to act on it. Because the system can trick you. It can trap you. but it can't force you to stop thinking. And once you start thinking for yourself, that's the end of their control.